China is continuing large-scale military exercises around the island of Taiwan for a second day. Beijing says the war games are designed to practice precision strikes on Taiwan's key ports and energy facilities. On Tuesday, the Chinese military surrounded the self-ruled island with planes and warships to practice blockading Taiwan, which Beijing considers part of China. Katrina Yu is in Beijing with more.
China's People's Liberation Army are continuing their drills, which they started around the island of Taiwan on Tuesday, and we've gotten more details as to what's involved. The operation has now been given a public name, and that is Straight Thunder 2025A. Straight Thunder 2025A, which does suggest that there could be a B later on this year. We also know that these drills involve long-range live-fire exercises that are designed to focus on precision strikes on simulated targets of key ports and energy facilities. We've also been given some detail about some of the advanced technology that is involved in these exercises, namely a YJ-21 air-launched ballistic missile. Now that is being carried by an H-6K bomber plane, which is important to note is also capable of carrying nuclear weapons. Now this is not the first time China has conducted these kinds of drills, but it does show how serious Beijing is about honing the capability to blockade the island of Taiwan should they deem necessary. Now, Beijing sees Taiwan, the democratically ruled island, as a breakaway Chinese province, and President Xi Jinping has said time and time again that whether by peaceful means or by force, it will be unified again with mainland China. Now, Taiwan says it's been tracking these drills very closely since they began on Tuesday. They've dispatched their own fighter jets, their own warships, and so far they've detected, as a part of the exercise, 15 Chinese warships and 76 aircraft. Taiwanese leader Lai Ching-te has condemned the drills. He says that this is only demonstrating that China is a troublemaker in this region. And China sees Lai Ching-te as a separatist. They've called him a parasite. But Lai Ching-te says that the Taiwanese people should simply be free to choose their own fate. And we've also had criticism by Taiwan's biggest backer, the United States. They've said that this is an aggressive action that only serves to raise the tensions in this region and increase the security risk. And we've also had some criticism from the European Union, saying that they will by no means accept any sort of change of status quo in the Taiwan Strait. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
Wendy Sung is a non-resident fellow with the Atlantic Council's Global China Hub and a specialist on relations between China and Taiwan. And he joins us now from Taipei. Great to have you with us. What do you make of these military exercises? What's Beijing trying to achieve here?
Yeah, so intimidation is obviously the most straightforward goal, but we've seen that in previous rounds of military drill as well, when China showed a lot of fireworks and showed firepower. I think what is new this time around, however, is a new emphasis on simulating the more back office end of actual war fighting effort. By that, I mean that this time around, not only are they showing the latest weaponries, but they're also talking about ways to prepare for the logistics, the resupply ends of actual longer-term warfighting campaign as well. And that is why you hear China's military talking about the need to seal off key passageways in and near Taiwan Strait, both waterways and airspaces, such that in the case of a longer-term warfighting, the Chinese military will be able to better secure a dependable, safe, resupplying routes for PLA's own, be it food rations, be it ammunition supplies and other factors necessary for ongoing war effort. So I think in that sense, China is really making the warfighting and invasion scenario much more of a holistic and more realistic prospect, and that, of course, meant to intimidate.
I mean, Beijing has maintained that Taiwan will become part of mainland China for many, many years now. But how seriously should we take this threat at this particular point in time?
Yeah, so I mean, from China's perspective, obviously they've been saying for decades by this point. Indeed, one of the reasons why the military drill is happening right now is that this is a 20-year anniversary of China's 2005 anti-secession law, a domestic legislation in China in which China again pledges that it will reunify with Taiwan by force if necessary. So that's a general principle. As to whether China intends to start anything super serious at this juncture, I think there may be room for more patience from Beijing at this moment.
Okay.
I think if you look at the bigger picture globally, what Beijing is thinking is that in this U.S.-China bipolar rivalry, U.S. is already showing signs of increasing conditionality for traditional U.S. partners and friends, Ukraine being one example here. So I think right now it doesn't take that much for China to win over some new friends and influence people. All it has to do is sort of have to lie low a little bit at the strategic level so that other countries who may be a bit more concerned about wavering U.S. support for them may decide to give China a second look. So strategic grandstanding play from China on Taiwan invasion, for example, I don't expect at the moment, but that doesn't mean that China will not be pushing the envelope at a tactical level as a way to intimidate and as a way to highlight the caliber of China's sticks, if you will.
Okay,
and hopefully in the process then,
just to jump in there, just to get a quick response on how Taiwan is responding to all this. If China's making all these preparations, what is Taipei doing, and which friendly nations does it think that it can count on to support in the event of an invasion?
Yeah, I mean, Taiwan society domestically, of course, Taiwan has been living under this specter of China's military threat for easily over a quarter century by this point. So there's a state of alert, but not quite alarm just yet inside Taiwan domestically. But on the more international level, Taiwan does need a lot more international friend to speak up, to show support. I think the statement from European Union that criticizes China's unnecessary provocation is one factor, and Taiwan definitely need a lot more international community members to step up and say that Taiwan's Straits issue and stability is an international concern, and one that should not be left to the dictates of Beijing alone.
Okay, so alert but not alarm yet. Many thanks, Wen Song, for joining us there from Taipei.